for 10:30, no later than drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new to my channel. So basically, in today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant with Jackson and how I told and how my parents reacted when I told them I was pregnant with Jackson. Now, if you don't know who Jackson is, that is my 1-year-old son. He is the love of my life, the best thing that has ever happened to me, and he is my whole entire world. I cannot describe how much he is to me because it's impossible. He is everything. So let's just get right into the video. So basically, how it all started. Where do I begin? It first started with my husband and I trying to have a baby. Yes, we were already married and we were already trying, and I'm sorry that I keep looking all over the place. I can't. I need to not look at myself, so I'm trying to look somewhere else. But anyways, my husband and I were trying like a lot to be pregnant with our first child. Now, we did get pregnant before I got pregnant with Jackson, but sadly I miscarried, and it was just really sad for both of us. Like, oh my gosh, it just makes me want to cry just thinking about it. It was really sad for both of us because we really wanted a baby. Thankfully, God sent us Jackson, but it's just horrible that anyone could possibly go through something like that. Everything happens for a reason, I guess you can say. But let me get back into the topic. Basically, like I was saying, I don't remember what day it was. I know it was on February the 5th because I had a calendar in my room and my husband said, let's mark it just in case if we ever need that date. So he marked it with the highlighter, and that's how I remember it's February the 5th. So that's the day that I found out I was pregnant with him. I don't remember what day it was. And now, I would take pregnancy tests like no freaking other. I would take pregnancy tests maybe like every other day. It got to a point where I would take them every day. I'm currently trying to put my baby to sleep, but as I'm doing that, I'm gonna keep explaining if he lets me. As I was saying, I would take tests every single day until I started doing it every other day and then every other month until it got to February 5th. That day, it was in the afternoon. My husband and I were just in the room, we were just chilling, and I was like, you know what, I feel like taking a test, you know, just because, why not? So I grabbed the over-the-counter test that we had put in away for some other day, and I opened it, obviously did what I had to do, waited 5 minutes, and then at that point I was looking out the window looking at our dogs, and I was just thinking to myself, and I was like, you know what, I feel like this time I am going to be pregnant again. I feel like I'm 100% positive that I am pregnant. After I was done thinking, I went back to the restroom, and what I did was I put the pregnancy test on the counter, and then I put the box on top of the pregnancy test so I wouldn't see it yet. I took the box off of the pregnancy test, and it was positive, like 100% positive. And I'll show you a picture right here. And I took about like 4. At first I took 2 tests, and then after that I just couldn't believe it. I took 2 more, which I went to go buy 2 more, and I took those and they were also positive, which is they're the ones that are in the picture that I just showed you. And how I told my husband, hi, say hi to everyone. How I told my husband, he was on his phone and he was sitting like at the edge of the bed, and I was like, babe, and he immediately was like, what happened, what's wrong? And I was like, you are not going to believe this, I'm pregnant. And then he was like, what, how, how are you pregnant? Because we kept trying and trying and trying and trying, and it just wouldn't come out positive. And I was like, I'm freaking pregnant. Look, come. And I took him to the restroom, and we were just staring at the pregnancy test for a while. After that, I just had to tell someone. Like, I had the urge that I wanted to tell someone else. Like, I had told my husband already, but I just wanted to tell someone else. Who would I possibly tell? My sister. She's just the one that I always go to. She comes to me. So at that time, she was across the hallway from me, and I told her, I was like, Jolette, come. And she's like, what? And at that time, my mom was in her room. She had walked out and she was walking towards the kitchen. So my mom immediately turned around. She was like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I couldn't hide it anymore. I was like, guess what? And I showed them the pregnancy test. I was like, I'm pregnant. And oh my gosh, sorry for saying and so much. I just have no other words. Mom was like, what? You're pregnant? You're freaking pregnant, Nayla? So was Yolette. Yolette, she was also saying the same thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And I started like jumping, and I was like, I'm pregnant, yay! Like, I remember as I was jumping, I was like, I just couldn't believe it. After that, my husband and I, we went to Walmart, which Walmart is like a block away from there. And we got the other 2 pregnancy tests. Came back to the house, and I took them, and they're both positive. And that is how my husband, mom, plus sister reacted to me being pregnant. And now my dad, he was at work at the time. I just wanted to plan something to surprise him. I wanted to do the same thing for my mom and do it at the same time for my mom and my dad. But my mom had already figured it out, and she found out way earlier than my dad. But since my dad was at work, I was like, it's a perfect time to surprise him. So as we were in Walmart, we bought like 2, I think it was 2 little onesies, 2 newborn onesies. Give me one. And like little baby clothes. I had it in a plastic Walmart bag, because when we got back home, my dad was already home from work. I was getting down the truck, and I told my husband, I was like, babe, how am I gonna tell him? He's already there. He's already in the house. So I just give it to him? And he was like, yeah, just do that. So that's exactly what I did. I went through the garage to the kitchen, and I told my dad, I have a little present for you. And he was like, what is this? And I was like, it's just a little present. Here, open it. And he opened it, and I was like, surprise, I'm pregnant. This man was not shocked. He literally just reacted like I get pregnant every single day. Like, it was just not what I expected. But it's okay. It's obviously fine. It doesn't really bother me that he didn't react the way I thought he was going to react. The way he reacted, he was just like, wow. My mom was like, are you not going to congratulate her? She's pregnant. And he was like, congrats. He's not really much of a guy that reacts in such a way. So that's the way my dad reacted. But that's the way my dad reacted. And I feel like with Jackson's pregnancy, when I got pregnant with him, they didn't react as bad as they did with my first pregnancy, because at the time I wasn't married to my husband. We were dating at that time. We weren't living together. So my parents are Mexican. I'm Mexican myself as well. So as you would probably think, Mexicans take things a little worse. So I feel like they just reacted a lot worse, and I don't know if I'm ready to share that story. If you guys want me to make a separate video of me telling my story of how I found out I was pregnant with my first baby and how my parents reacted and how I told them, comment down below. But yeah, that was basically it. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Yeah, that was basically it. That's how my parents, my sister, and my husband found out, and how I found out that I was pregnant with my baby Jackson. And that is it for today's video. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and that'll be it for today's video. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.